Oftentimes, I hear from betrayed spouses mostly, but also from unfaithful, this statement that I think rings with hurt, conflict, misunderstanding, and even desperation. And that statement is, I feel like I should be further along in recovery. I just keep experiencing A, B, or C, and I want to be further along. I should be further along, and I'm either stuck or incredibly frustrated. Today's video will be broken into 3 parts. Why do you feel that way? Number 2, what can you do now and what's really going on inside of you? And then number 3, where do you go from here, being at the point where you feel like you should be further along? To start, I think oftentimes you have to ask yourself, why do you feel like you should be further along? Inherently in that statement sometimes is a sense, and this may or may not be what's happening with you, there may be a sense of self-rejection or self-hatred, or even a sense of shaming yourself that I shouldn't be experiencing these triggers. I shouldn't be feeling this trauma, this pain, this hurt. And if you've followed me for very long, typically when people ask me those questions, especially in comments, I'll say, well, how long has it been? And oftentimes, I would say at least 75% of the time, it has not been very long at all. And when you send me feedback and comments, well, what does that mean, Samuel? I have people reach out and they'll say, you know what? It's a year down the road. We're still struggling. We have some ups, we have some downs, but I can still sometimes feel these triggers, or I do get triggered. You know what? That's normal. That's completely understandable. And then I'll ask, well, what kind of recovery work have you done? To constantly try and think that you should be further along than where you're at sets yourself up for this spiral of self-hatred and self-rejection. It continues to hold up this unattainable standard that you should be further along and you're not. So then you kind of spiral, then you feel sorry for yourself, then you just get discouraged. It's all these conflicting emotions that don't need to be there, because whether you're unfaithful or you're betrayed, you have enough warfare to navigate. You don't need more self-inflicted warfare. There are several ingredients that you have to look for. Have you done infidelity-specific help, not general help? Have you committed to the process? Have you been working the recovery plan? Have you been fully engaged? And that's for betrayed and that's for unfaithful. Because if you haven't done those things and more, it's understandable that you would be kind of trying to gain momentum. You see, it's in many ways about timing. If you're at 3 months and you're still kind of struggling and you've even done a lot of good recovery work, maybe it just hasn't had time for the medicine to work. You see, medicine of any kind takes time to work. It takes time for healing to happen. If you continually look down upon yourself, thinking that you should be further along, I'm telling you, it's a voice that you wrestle with every day, and it's out of self-rejection and self-hatred, and it is not a friend. I'll share more about that in a few minutes, but it's very empowering to simply accept where you are, who you are, and what has been handed to you. You don't have to continue to struggle with, I should be so much further along. No, you shouldn't. We're not dealing with some simple car issue. We're not dealing with, oh, we were late on our mortgage, but that sucks and that's painful. You're not dealing with just a troubled child, and I'm not minimizing that. That's very difficult at times. You're dealing with immense trauma, life-altering, at some level, chemically induced trauma and pain that cannot just be fixed with a simple 3-step process. This is heavy stuff. Give yourself grace to understand the magnitude of this issue. Number 2 is, what's really going on? As you've probably read before, you can experience the pain of regret or the pain of change. And I want to tell you, whoever you are, unfaithful or betrayed, you can start to do some things right now. I don't know if you should be further along. At least probably 75% of you probably should not be further along, and there's probably at least 25%, maybe you should. But you know what? What are you going to do right now? And this is where I really want to reach out and say, listen, there is so much that you can do, even if you're financially challenged. If you go to affairrecovery.com, there are online courses that you can do from anywhere in the world. And yes, it may require you to get up at 4 in the morning to participate in a group that's maybe happening at 7 or so p.m. in the States. You may have to go to bed super late, but I'm telling you, there is work that you can do. There's even scholarships that you can apply for on our website. There is help for you. There's a free boot camp at affairrecovery.com that you can try. This is not a sales pitch. This is part of the medicine that can help you in all 4 corners of the world, that can help you move further along. If you feel like you should be further than you are, okay, do some recovery work. If you feel like you're committed and you're doing everything that you can, good. Rest in the fact that you're doing what you can when you can. But you're going to have to take action, whether you're unfaithful or whether you're betrayed. Now, statistically, it's very common that the betrayed spouse, male or female, is gung-ho, doing work, doing research, out there trying to say, this is what we're going to do. And the unfaithful's kind of oftentimes, not 100% of the time, but oftentimes the unfaithful's just kind of like, hey, how do I not piss you off more? You tell me what to do and I'll do it. And there are a large amount of unfaithfuls who are doing work and showing ambition and taking initiative. But you have to ask yourself, if you're struggling with the fact that maybe you should be further along, what are you doing about it right now? Are you, like some of us, and this may hurt, but it is true that some of us kind of work the pity party line a little bit. We take that approach, I should be further along, and we get into this self-loathing, we get into this Eeyore, nobody's gonna care, I should be further along if I had more money, and all of these excuses. Let me just tell you, if you're not serious about your own recovery, nobody can do it for you. You know, there was a phenomenal movie years and years ago, I don't even know how long ago, but it was called What About Bob? And it was so classic because he used this approach that was like baby steps to here or there to overcome fear. Baby steps to the elevator. Baby steps to sharp objects. I can't remember exactly, but that image is etched in my mind. And there is a time in recovery work where maybe it's, you know what, it's baby steps. Baby steps to watch a video. Baby steps to read an article. Baby steps to maybe do the boot camp. Baby steps to take a course. But you know what? If it's a baby step or if it's a crawl, as long as you're heading in the right direction, appreciate the fact that you are actually taking action. Finally, the truth of it is, maybe you should be further along. Hating yourself, rejecting yourself, berating yourself is not going to get you where you should be and, most importantly, need to be. I want to challenge you to kind of do something. Be merciful to yourself. Even if you're an unfaithful spouse, be merciful upon yourself. There's no reason to continue to berate yourself with, I should be further along, I should be further along. No. Take that badge off and take the action that you can take today. Maybe you can do the free boot camp. Maybe you can go watch more videos. Maybe you can get online and buy some books. Maybe you go fill out a scholarship application. And maybe you do take advantage of it, maybe you don't, but at least take some action. Look, you don't have to hate yourself because you were unfaithful. And you don't have to hate yourself because maybe as a betrayed, you're struggling with comparison and you weren't that affair partner or this or that. You know what? You don't have to do that. There is help available for you. It's not about chastising yourself. It's about being merciful. It's about accepting where you're at and doing what you can do right now. If you can't accept where you're at, you will never, ever get to where you want to be and where you need to be. Maybe you have to have a cold, hard, honest truth with yourself that says, look, yeah, the truth is I should be further than where I'm at. I've been delayed, using excuses, this, that, or the other. Then get back up today. Take the action that you can take today. Get serious about it. No one will do it for you. I thought that they would. I thought loving, caring people would kind of help me and roll out the red carpet. No, they didn't. It was a learning process where I had to understand I was going to have to babysit myself and embrace myself and accept myself right where I was.